Welcome to another episode of Follow the Brand TV. I am your host, Grant McGaugh, CEO of 5-Star BDM, a 5-star personal brand and business development company. I want to take you on a journey through another deep dive into the world of personal branding and business development using compelling personal stories, business conversations, and tips to improve your brand. By listening to the Follow the Brand TV series, you will differentiate yourself from the competition and build trust with prospective clients and employers. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Make it one that will set you apart, build confidence, and reflect who you are. Building your 5-star personal brand is a great way to improve your skills and knowledge. If you have any questions for me or any of my guests, please email me at grant.mcgaugh@5starbdm.com. Now, let's begin with our next episode on the Follow the Brand TV.
Five-Star BDM, Brand Development Masters, is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for the small to mid-sized business and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share business development challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement and operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. This results in more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Visit www.5starbdm.com today to learn more.
Welcome, everybody, to Follow Brand Podcast. We're going to keep it right here local, right here in Broward County. We're going to talk to a healthcare executive that I admire. First of all, I admire him because he went to FAMU. I mean, anybody that goes to FAMU already gets a leg up on my podcast. I have to talk to them. I've been after Kenneth Jones for a while. I said, Ken, you see what I'm doing? You see the kind of people that are on the show. You have got to come and share some of your knowledge, some of your wisdom, some of your insights in what you're doing. Please introduce yourself.
Hey, Grant, thanks for having me. Great introduction. Yeah, you're right, FAMU. You can't go wrong with the Rattlers, and so it's definitely a part of my story, a part of my upbringing. My heart is definitely bleeds orange and green, and so I graduated from Florida A&M in 2000 and remain very connected with the organization. As you mentioned, I've been here in Broward County as the CEO of HCA Florida Northwest Hospital since March of 2021, and really have had a very exciting journey along the way from my days at University of Minnesota after I graduated from FAMU to my fellowship at Duke, and really exciting leadership journey. Really looking forward to sharing that with the broader community.
Well, let's talk about that, man. You just went around the country with us, right? Out there in Minnesota, Florida. I think you had a couple of stints in Illinois, some hospital systems. Let's talk about the Kenneth Jones story. You told me earlier you're from Atlanta, Georgia. What were you doing in Atlanta that led you on this path to healthcare?
My one of my early inspirations was my grandmother. She was a nurse by training, and early in my life, I had the opportunity to have exposure to the healthcare system, really more as a patient advocate, just learning about her experiences, going in and out of hospitals, and she gave me the opportunity to be exposed to her cardiologist. One of my first jobs was working in the cardiology practice, and I thought I was going to be going to the cath lab and hanging out with the physicians all day, and I was doing medical records filing. But it really gave me that foundation to really understanding this is what healthcare is about. This is what physicians do, what nurses do, how offices run. As I went to college, I really was not exposed to hospital management up until after I graduated. I had some colleagues that went to the University of Minnesota from Florida A&M, and I felt like, I always wanted to be in healthcare leadership. My ideal job growing up was to be a dean of the cardiology section at a large academic medical center. And so I always had an interest in business and did some investments in college and was always in leadership positions. And so really matching the clinical aspect, my grandmother's, helping to kind of grow from her perspective and the business side of things, bringing those together in healthcare leadership was kind of a match made in heaven for me.
Man, this is the beginning of a great story. I see it already. Your grandmother gives you that leg up, like point you in the right direction. I like your passion around cardiovascular. I mean, that's heart. We're talking about the heart. So let's talk about the heart just a little bit around leadership philosophy. How did that guide you? Now, when you think about what you're doing today, you are the CEO of the hospital system there. I think, is that located in Margate? Is that the location?
Correct. Yeah, we're located in Margate. And actually, this is our 40th year in existence. So this is our big birthday. We were founded here in 1984 and located in a growing part of the Northern Broward community.
Oh, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. We want to make sure everyone understands the services that are available. So important. Talk to me just a little bit about your leadership philosophy.
Yeah. At the end of the day, leadership has to come from the heart. It has to come from those that really have a passion and a connection back to their why. And oftentimes, as I do orientations or interview staff, I ask them, what is your connection? You asked me about my why and how I got interested, because that really breeds the passion and breeds the energy that can help to foster great leadership. And so once you have identified why, the why behind our leaders, it's really our responsibility to create the structure and the purpose to be able to create the results, which really ties back to outcomes for our patients. And so at the end of the day, I look for passion, I look for energy, I look for interest. We can teach the skill set related to the operations elements, the negotiation skills, all the fundamentals, but at the core of what we do from a culture standpoint, it begins and ends with the heart. It begins and ends with the passion and connection back to the purpose. And sometimes you see leaders who are in their various journeys where they may be burnout in one particular role. It's really our responsibility as leaders to connect it back to their purpose, to be able to help them fulfill the ultimate mission, which is truly improving the care for those that are vulnerable, improving the care for those that don't have a voice, and creating the results to generate, overall improvements in overall healthcare status.
That's so important, because what you do day in and day out, you're affecting lives. You are affecting lives when people are at their most vulnerable. And when I look at a hospital system and I see it, I have a lot of respect, because you're dealing with some things that I don't know how you get prepared for. You go to school, yes, you get some theoretical knowledge. Yes, you go to business school, you understand the finance. But when it comes to something gets thrown at you, like COVID-19, where that just envelopes the entire hospital, or you start to have any other kind of breakout or crisis management. Did your schooling help you with crisis management, or that was some OJT that you had to learn yourself?
I think during the very challenges time, you relate back to your personal experiences, whether it be how you were raised or personal challenges that you had growing up, or I was in the band growing up. And so a lot of my frame of reference around the team, around the organization, was around my band experiences and dealing with things like failure. We're dealing with things like you have a trip that's being interrupted based on a natural disaster or a circumstance that really is out of your control. And that's really what leadership is about. You come to work and you don't know what you're going to necessarily experience based on things come to your doorstep that are new, that may not be something that you woke up thinking that this is going to happen. I think really making sure that you have a solid team. At the end of the day, I think our team creates the environment and creates the capacity for us to be successful, because I'm one person and we have over 1,000 colleagues that work in this organization on a daily basis. And it's really dependent on the team and the individual folks to work together and it's shaping the culture that so that the teams really see themselves as being part of a cohesive system. So building the eyes and ears that are out and about 24/7 when we're sleeping or we're not here, we're on vacation, we're dealing with other things. How do we really create the eyes and ears to be able to leverage and to create the environment that we're all looking for and we want as a patient?
I want a birth experience that's uniquely mine. One that fulfills my every wish and my baby's every need. Learn more at WeDeliverDreamsFL.com.
Do you have a passion for helping people?
Do you strive for excellence in everything you do?
Do you want to work in a closed-knit environment where you know someone from every department?
There's a place for you and your career dreams here at HCA Florida JFK North Hospital.
I started with HCA Healthcare through the STAR RN program and made my way to JFK North Hospital to work in behavioral health, a field that I have loved since nursing school. I find it incredibly rewarding to be able to help patients in a time of need. In 3 years, I've been promoted several times up to a manager position, and I find the opportunities for growth here at JFK North are unmatched.
I started here at JFK North as a mental health technician. I was interested in growing my knowledge of the overall hospital operation, so I had the opportunity to transfer to the plant operation department as an engineering tech. I enjoy working here because the staff truly feels like family.
JFK North is my neighborhood hospital. I started here doing clinical rotations in nursing school. And then on my first day as a full-time registered nurse, my own director stepped in to work as my nurse today. That's when I knew the working environment here is special. Our leaders are not afraid to roll up their sleeves and work alongside us.
I fell in love with the hospital back when I was a nursing student and knew that this is where I'd want to spend my career. I feel supported by my leaders and was even surprised with one of the hospital's Daisy Awards for exemplary nursing care just before being promoted to a director level position.
I'm Ashley Vertuno, CEO of HCA Florida JFK North Hospital. When you join our team here at JFK North, you are also joining a family. As committed as we are to excellent patient care, we are equally as committed to seeing you succeed and grow in your career.
I'm Laurie Neely, Chief Nursing Officer at HCA Florida JFK North Hospital. We have a place for you here if you are passionate about patient care. Our STAR RN program offers new graduates the chance to get into the hospital right after graduation, or even earlier through our Nurse Extern program. We also have opportunities in radiology, pharmacy, and more.
Join our culture of caring here at JFK North Hospital.
And jumpstart your career with the many benefits of being part of HCA Healthcare.
Healthier tomorrow starts with me.
And healthier tomorrows can start with you.
HCA Florida Healthcare. We show up for you.
I like that, man. What I'm hearing from you is culture. You create the culture. You manage through experience and tie people through, the heart, the head, the work that has to be done, and the greater importance. And you've adapted to all these industry changes. There's a lot of industry changes in healthcare. You've got people that are retiring. You've got people that have other options. They're like, hey, you know what? Healthcare is not always in the hospital now. Sometimes it's in other areas outside of the traditional path. How are you adapting to all these changes in healthcare?
I think it's going back to the core. If you think about who we are people taking care of people. And if you look at healthcare, 200 years ago, it was or 100 years ago, it was a doctor going to making house calls and touching the patient and making sure that they felt comforted and empathetic and creating that experience and creating that environment that they can be healed. Oftentimes where we fail our patients is when we don't focus on the things that are empathetic. And so whether it's a telemedicine visit or whether it is an in-person visit or something in between, healthcare is about creating those compassionate experiences. And so personal connections tremendously matter. And when I go out and around and spend a lot of time in the field, I ask our staff, not questions necessarily about the condition the patient's in the hospital for, but I ask about their story. I ask about their journey. I ask about their career, their family, because that's really what connects our patients back and our staff back to a common purpose. And so, healthcare will continue to change. It's delivered differently than what it was 100 years ago. But one common thread is having people take care of people, and it's really our responsibility to create that environment where our staff feel like they have the most potential to take care of others.
I love that. That's what it's about. People taking care of people. That's the end of the day. That's exactly what it is. Now, you've got a number of different services that you're rolling out there at your facility, some programs that you've got that I think are going to be impactful. Share with the audience what's going on.
Yeah, we've been very focused on growth, and really the growth revolves around what our community needs. And one service that we're very proud about is our graduate medical education programs. We're actually the largest, HCA is the largest producer of residents across the United States. Here in Broward County, our consortium is with HCA Westside Hospital. Over 150 residents are trained daily here at Northwest and Westside for future opportunities in our community. And so not only are we a growing community hospital, but we're a growing academic community hospital in various service lines like medicine, surgery, pathology, anesthesia, OBGYN, and looking to do fellowships in other areas like gastroenterology, cardiology, pulmonary, medical oncology. And so we want to not only deliver healthcare services, but we also want to train the next generation of physicians, as well as our nursing staff. We own Galen School of Nursing, which is a large nursing school across the United States. And so we strongly believe that we have to develop the talent pipeline in our various markets and our various campuses. Not only does this help us recruit for future talent, it helps us bring out the best, because these residents and nursing interns participate in our clinical committees, they participate in our quality committees, and help to really elevate the overall care in the organization. As far as service lines goes, one of our core service lines is our women's service line, a large provider of obstetric and gynecology care, high risk NICU, maternal fetal medicine that ties back to our OBGYN residency services. And as other hospitals may consider to not have women's services, we're a big believer in women's healthcare and making sure that our moms have access to healthcare local to their home and local to their communities in which they live. We have OB hospitalists that are in-house 24/7. But if a mom comes in with a highly complex case, they're able to be taken care of by an OBGYN that's really dedicated to their overall care, in-house maternal fetal medicine physicians that are able to handle high-risk patient populations, and of course our residents, which are here. This is our second year of our residency program, so we have 2 more years to grow. We have 4 residents per year, and so that core service line is a big part of who we are, based on the population needs, and we're really, really well situated in an area where there's a tremendous amount of demand for those services.
I love that. I love that. I love the fact that you're growing and that you're meeting the demand and you're meeting the community where they are and allowing them to have an open door to be a part of your family, to be a part of your culture.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you this because it's important to me. And because at your level, what you're doing and what you're leveraging, you have to work with business operations. You've got to work with finance. You've got to work with also physician relationship, clinical applications, and all the other things, all the facets that a CEO has to deal with within an institution. of all those things, the things that you've learned, especially if you were talking to someone that's coming out of their program and getting on prem, what are you leveraging the most? That's helped you the most? Is it your financial knowledge, your business acumen, your clinical experience? What would you say has helped you the most?
And so you have to build that skill set of how do you connect with people? How do you motivate people? How do you inspire people? How do you performance manage people so that you can get the results that your healthcare organization needs? And so when I think about my brand, I am truly a transformational leader. I've studied the tenets, I've studied the concepts, and they're concepts and tenets that actually come more naturally to me. I'm an extrovert, I'm a people person.
There's this idea that that once you get a certain title, or once you become a CEO of an organization or whatever the pinnacle is, that you've arrived. And I like to think that no one ever really arrives at anything. And if you do, or if you feel like you have, you probably should really do some soul searching and say, maybe I'm complacent. Maybe I'm too comfortable, because like I mentioned earlier, I feel like you should always be challenging yourself and say, where can I improve on, or just a little bit more? And you were absolutely right earlier when you were talking about this day and time and how you're marketing yourself. And that's why I love your platform so much, is that it speaks directly to you can brand yourself, not as a organization, but who we are as individuals, and we all have our own brands.
I've had the opportunity to serve large academic health systems to private not-for-profit health systems. But what hasn't changed, Grant, is the focus on the people. So my story is one of accountability, putting people first, building strong physician relationships, in making sure that our organization is effective and stable and successful so we can serve our community and support our staff to be successful and achieve their personal and professional goals as well. For those that are listening in the healthcare field, look to make a difference and look around and make sure you're having an impact on those you serve. Take the initiative, go outside the four walls of your organization. Don't just wait until they get sick and they need us. Go out and see what you can do to learn about the organization and be a strong partner to the community and the people in the community.
I think that at the end of the day, having an ability to connect with others and to create relationships and to identify opportunities and to build trust. We hospitals have various components that may be similar or different based on which facility you're in. But what can be different is just the culture in that organization and how can a leader really create connectivity to their teams to be able to identify opportunities so that everyone's kind of rolling in the same direction. And so I spent quite a bit of my time really trying to get to know our frontline staff, walking through the halls, creating that relationship, because sometimes when the CEO comes and starts asking questions, our staff may feel less compelled to communicate what some of the barriers are. But I want our teams to really communicate what their challenges are, because I think that my responsibility is to make sure we're removing barriers and helping to allow our teams to grow and our frontline colleagues to do their job. And so I think that's one of the things that I'm really try to focus on is creating an environment through a relationship so that we can move to more of the complex challenges that may be more difficult to actually fix.
Man, I love what you said. The people skills, man, you cannot get around that. Like the people skills, building relationships and acquiring trust. People have to trust you. They have to like you. You want them to trust, like, and be able to work with you on a real authentic basis. So they're not talking to, let's say, the CEO. They're talking to Kenneth Jones, the human being. And we understand this is the mission that we're on. Here's the playbook. I'm given the playbook. Let's look at this playbook. Can we accomplish the mission with the play that we have? And if you need to call an audible, I need you to be comfortable with being like, hey, I hear what you're saying. I see your angle, but let's look at it from this aspect. I love the collaborative approach because this is a tough business. When you're on the other side of the ball, meaning the patient, first you're part of the community, you're doing your thing, and all of a sudden you become a patient. They've got to trust that you have the playbook to get them to the other side, which is to be healthy, to be well, be back with their family. You take that very, very seriously. Help us understand when you're talking to your staff, how do you get that buy-in, when they're at their lowest point, when things aren't going the way they expected?
I think transparency is tremendously important. Folks need to know where they stand and where we want to go. Vision is tremendously important. There's nothing worse than an organization that may be not understanding of what their starting point is and have no clue where they're going. And so I think really asking those probing questions around the history, because history will kind of shape and provide some context. But education, I spend as a part of the leader, the coaching element, it's just like you mentioned the various audibles. Sometimes the receivers or running backs may not necessarily know that they're breaking the route not timely enough, or they don't necessarily know all the nuances. And so part of the responsibility of the coach is to coach and provide feedback and provide insight, to give examples. I've worked in various markets and have different experiences that may be helpful and provide context versus someone that may have only been in one location and not have the context about how other places have done things. It's not to say we're going to be like that organization. It's just to provide feedback, inspiration, a hope, a plan for the future, so that folks can kind of consider, at least our high performers and our solid performers can kind of consider what the opportunity looks like. And I think talent development is a key component of what we do. And so as you have these conversations, you can identify where are our staff as far as their performance, and if they're a low performer, having an opportunity to really help develop them. But ultimately, if they're not a good fit for the organization, they have to be managed out as well. And so those may be tough conversations, but it's ultimately our responsibility to make sure that we have the right talent in the organization that's connected and understands, and helping them in a personal level along their journey.
I always tell people I've never had a profession or a field. I've had a mission. And the reason I say that is that healthcare just is a vehicle to achieve my life mission. It is not who I have allegiance to. My allegiance is to all those people who are like my family, who for no reason but circumstance are good-natured, who for the absence of a possible opportunity, one different chance, one additional person to believe in them could be in the seat that I'm sitting in right now. So I always tell people, you see me today, but I don't exist here. I exist in the future. And as long as I plan to do anything on this planet, I will exist in the future, because that's where excellence resides. And so every day and it also allows me to walk through the world each day in amazement, because this day was planned 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So all I'm doing each day is looking at excellence that I sought to achieve 5, 10 years ago.
Brand yourself. You are your own ambassador. Make connections. Find yourself to be valuable not only as a mentee, but as a mentor. Create that network so that you can have a system, a network of individuals where you can bounce ideas off of and just share from a creative perspective your thoughts on how to make this industry better. And that's what it really takes to get to the next level, is really connecting your passion with your purpose, and understanding your why.
It's not about becoming an expert. It's about doing things the right way and being effective in your role. And so you can be the smartest person and you can know everything about heart care. You can know everything about oncology. You can know everything about surgery. You can know everything about primary care, but you may not be effective in your job. And so for me, it's, it's a balance of understanding the nuances and the key expertise for your job, but also understanding how, as a leader, because we're leaders. We're not a doc, we're not a respiratory therapist, we're not a nurse, we're not bedside care. We're actually looking at holistically the enterprise or the organization you're part of, and making sure that we're, one, living out the mission of the organization, but then two, executing on the strategic planning of the organization to make sure we're still viable as an organization.
Awesome. So this is the things we need to hear. We're both part of the NAHSE, especially down here in Florida. And the national conference is going to be here in Fort Lauderdale in October. And we've got to roll out the carpet for it, right? We're going to roll out the carpet for our people. This is a national organization that helps to promote Black healthcare executives. Let's have a conversation. If I were a member of NAHSE, I've got my diploma, I've got my MHSA, I want to now become a part of the HCA family. Help me understand, what is the best path forward for my situation?
One of the values in our company is the diversity of opportunities that we offer. Of course, our core is hospitals, but we have opportunities in the medical space as far as medical practices, clinical practices, et cetera, for physician offices. We're one of the larger operators of urgent cares. We have an ambulatory surgery center space. And just like any other large system, opportunities in information technology or, clinical informatics or business development, performance improvement, et cetera. And so I think it's just identifying early on where you see your passion. Some folks may be more interested in marketing, while others may be more interested in going out and identifying new business sources. Others may be more interested on the IT side, or some may want to be in operations. And so when I talk to prospective colleagues, I try to probe on kind of where is your passion, because your passion will help you identify what the best role for you is. And then as a leader, I can help connect them to where those opportunities are. We have a large footprint here in South Florida. We have 14 facilities, 14 hospitals. We have 49 hospitals throughout the state. So very large presence in Florida. And so geography also matters. Where do you want to live? Where do you see yourself wanting to grow your career? And does that connect back to where those opportunities are? And so just trying to identify what that looks like. Is it finance? Is it, a physician that wants to be a chief medical officer, and just helping them connect to those various roles, those various opportunities.
People ask me why NAHSE, why is it so important? NAHSE is really giving me the platform, the opportunity to train, to learn, to grow, but to really pay it forward.
The greatest opportunity is to increase this availability, the access to services for the total community. We still have a significant problem with access. For example, in the state of Florida, we did not expand Medicaid. So we have hundreds of thousands of people who don't have access to a reliable quality healthcare source.
One of the key critical roles NAHSE can play for our students is by providing mentorship opportunities for our students. And mentoring doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a long, drawn-out relationship, but to make that connection, to see others who look just like us, who have achieved success in healthcare management is critical.
I serve as just the evidence that hard work and help from leaders who are a part of NAHSE help open doors to give me an opportunity to get to this place.
I'm curious now. That's good. I like that because I have a technology background. I am information technology. Now we're getting into intelligent technology with artificial intelligence. From your lens and how you're operating as the chief executive officer at your HCA facility, how do you view technology? How do you use it as an enablement? Is it a deterrent? Is it something better? Is it something more? I mean, what is your viewpoint?
I think where from a technology standpoint, it won't solve our problems independently. You have to have people that are able to take care of people, like I mentioned previously. But I think it can be an enabler to reduction in unnecessary, steps to various processes. How do we create more value? The goal is creating more value so that our patients get the results and they get the outcomes that they need more successfully. And so whether it's artificial intelligence that's helping to pull things together more rapidly, which is kind of like the virtual human calculator that's able to pull all these various sources together and to drive an outcome and to do things that our brains physically can't do. or it could be, information systems to better understand our patient needs. I think it allows humans to create information more rapidly, but it can come at a cost. Sometimes folks feel like this is something that you can just sit at your desk and just look at reports all day based on insights. You have to balance the feedback that you're getting from the technology standpoint with talking to people and the human element and the human touch to be able to draw the best conclusion.
I like that answer. Never take the human factor out of the equation, especially when we're talking technology. It's a big thing on the table now because AI is a game changer as far as what it's used. But it's just like anything else, whether it was mobile computing, whether it was social media, whether it was cloud computing, all these things are great tools. It enables us to do a lot of things, but without the human factor, it has no value. So it has to always create value. That's the thing I look to do anytime I'm looking at a technology problem or just a problem in general. How can it be solved? I tell people all the time what technology is really, really good at, and you kind of alluded to it. It's very, very good at what I call collapsing the windows of time, making things quicker, faster, better. And it's also very, very good when it comes to communication. If you need to communicate more precisely or you need to communicate things in different media, it's very, very good. I don't think it's meant to replace the human to human interaction, but if you have the human to IT to human, it can make it better. And if it's not doing that, and I go back to a lot of people had EMR experience, like, man, this is horrible. I now had to code. I had to wow, you're sucking up all my time because I got to now put all this information as data back into the system, and it's just taking a lot of my time. We're changing that environment. I'm sure you lived through that back a couple of years back, right?
Yeah, you see the evolution of things that were meant to be helpful and did not provide the value. So we learn from these experiences. We can learn from other industries. But to your point, it still has to be the human element to be able to prioritize and be able to keep the tools relevant.
So before I leave you, we're getting toward the end. I want you to be able to talk directly to my audience. We have an audience of about 20,000 different health professionals throughout the nation. A lot of them are part of the HCA family. And then there's a lot of people that are students they're looking into the healthcare industry is like, what's happening now? From your lens, what keywords or phrases or inspiration would you like to leave us with?
I think, for folks who are interested in having a bright future as far as leadership, being able to grow in their careers, it's my career has been a very positive growth journey, and all the jobs have been very different, and it's a very dynamic field. And I feel like I can really make a difference, in my capacity. And I've always felt like I've been able to make a difference, whether I was an administrative fellow or manager, director, or VP, or CEO. And so I would encourage those individuals who want to make a difference in the human elements of life and in clinical care. And healthcare remains to be a significant part of our economy, and so there will always be jobs, which is something that I was always interested in. I want to be gainfully employed and be able to be successful from a leadership standpoint. And so I think having folks who are passionate, folks who are interested in growth and personally, professionally, new ideas, but also coming into various challenges. This is not easy work. And so if you want to be mentally challenged, critically challenged as far as critical thinking, as far as, pushing yourself to the limit, this is a great career and a great opportunity to really expand your horizon and to really, lead in a different type of way. And sometimes our students pick other fields outside of healthcare. I think, this has been a great career for me and will be a great career for others as well.
Wow, I can't say that better. Look at that. So this is wonderful. I want you to tell us again, because you are one of 49 hospitals, I think, for HCA down here. Tell us what is the #1 facility for HCA here in Florida. And what's the best way to reach you on LinkedIn?
HCA Northwest, HCA Florida Northwest Hospital is number one, of course. Our culture is the culture that attracts our patients, our physicians, and our colleagues, and that's really what it comes down to. And you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm active in LinkedIn. It's, Kenneth Jones, under CEO of HCA Florida Northwest Hospital. And so I encourage anyone to connect. Would love to continue to share my leadership journey. If folks have any questions or follow-ups, they can connect with me on LinkedIn.
I certainly will take you up on that.
And we look forward to bringing the world to South Florida for our educational conference. It'll be a great experience. Look forward to hosting those who are interested in that experience as well.
Oh, it's going to be wonderful. That'll be the second week of October. So mark your calendars early for those that are local. Wow, you got to come out. It's going to be over at the Marriott Harbor Beach Resort. It's going to be beautiful. We're really looking forward to it. This has been wonderful. I'm going to encourage the entire HCA family and all of you to continue to tune in to Follow Brand, to tune in at 5-Star BDM. That is B for Brand, D for Development, M for Masters.com. Kenneth, this has been wonderful. Thank you for joining me on the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Follow the Brand TV broadcast host, Grant McGaugh, as he visits with top executives and entrepreneurs to find out their secrets of success with their personal brand. Follow the Brand TV broadcast host as he focuses on brand development to build better relationships, bring value to your business, relationships, and career. You will enjoy listening to each episode that is tailored to speak to you directly. If you're looking for this type of clarity in terms of building your brand, you have tuned into the right station. Each episode will help you to shape a conversation in the 5-Star BDM network of 20,000 professionals and become a springboard for your corporate engagement and business opportunities. Each guest will frame their story in the areas of personal branding, business development, career development, financial empowerment, and technology innovation. Grant McGaugh explains why he is the CEO and owner of his own professional career. Grant is an accomplished business leader and entrepreneur who wants to give back to individuals to grow their personal brand strategy. Tune in as he weaves his story about new possibilities, while to you exceed expectations. If you love storytelling, this show will make for fun.
5-Star BDM, Brand Development Masters, is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for the small to mid-sized business and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share business development challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement and operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. This results in more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Visit www.5starbdm.com today to learn more.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. Please, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App at $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. Please donate to the Black Business Expo USA Scholarship Fund. Tune in for our next show or click on our website at www.5starbdm/followthebrandtv. Thank you. Hey everyone, it's Grant McGaugh, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the award-winning Follow the Brand podcast and TV series, where I help you to build a 5-star brand that people will follow. My genius is personal brand development through intelligent communication and helping you achieve your business and career goals. I am a requested speaker on digital technology and brand development issues. I want to work with you to increase the value of your current opportunities while attracting new ones. Every one of you is unique, and we all share challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. As a super connector, I work with you as an executive coach to guide you along the complicated business and career development road, providing the enhancement tools and information you need to succeed. Together, I will help you succeed in today's challenging business climate. I will evaluate and measure your progress. Best of all, I am right alongside you every step of the way. Build the brand called you. Genius is coming. Ready to elevate your brand and make a lasting impact? Dive into the world of the Follow brand where insights meet action. Shop now at our e-commerce store for exclusive merchandise that speaks to you. Transform, engage, and soar with 5-Star BDM. Your journey to brand brilliance begins today.